It's the Riot podcast, Friday, June 16th. And today, with Father's Day coming up on Sunday, we're going to do is it a try not to laugh challenge? Is that what we're going to call it?
I don't know if we can make each other laugh, but we're going to try not to.
It's the Father's Day, the dad sayings, the classic
should
dad
we fake
sayings.
Laugh? We can fake laugh.
Well, I hope we real laugh.
We could try to real laugh.
You better make me laugh here.
I've got some good stuff.
I think I can make you laugh.
All right, let's do it. I'm a petty laugher, so.
All right. We'll keep score, maybe, to see who gets more. We each have 5. You want to go first or me?
You can go first.
All right. What's the damage when the check comes?
That was a good one. What's the damage?
What's the damage?
That is such a dad thing
Dad's
to say.
you never hear a mom saying that.
No, you never hear that.
Yeah, that's a total dad thing.
How about this one? What took you so long? You know you can't wash the ugly off, right? And that's after you get out of the shower, no matter how long you're in there.
Yeah.
You could be in there for 3 minutes.
Uh-huh.
What took you so long? I'm like, I literally went in, showered my hair, got out, and they're like, too long.
Yeah.
Wasting my water. Too long.
Yep. Running up the water bill. That's a good one.
Okay, your turn.
I've said this one, actually.
Oh, no.
Won't be getting far without these. If someone leaves their keys.
Yes. That one is so... That's a good one. Won't be getting far without these. I love that one. All right, ready?
Yeah.
He won't sell many ice creams going at that speed every time an ambulance drives by.
What? I've never heard that.
You never heard that one?
Is that something your dad says?
What? That's not something my dad said. That's what somebody on Reddit's dad said, and it's fire.
That's a great
That's
dad
a good
saying.
one. He won't sell many ice creams going at that speed.
I'm going to have to bust that one out here.
Every time you see an ambulance, I love that one.
How about this one?
Okay.
A tree gave its life if you use too much paper towel.
Oh, no. It's always the stingy dad sayings that are my favorites. I've got a couple more of those. This one is, things weren't working out, so I had to fire her. And that's whenever me or one of my siblings would ask, where's mom? The mom jokes, too.
I've never heard that one.
Things weren't working out, so I had to fire her. That's, the mom jokes, too.
That hurts.
Any of the mom jokes, cracking jokes at mom is always good.
How about this one? You make a better door than a window.
Oh, that one's...
Yeah.
The tale is all this time.
Who hasn't heard that one?
Every dad has said that at some point in their life.
Yeah.
We've also got close the door. The AC ain't for the whole neighborhood.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm not paying to cool the outdoors.
Any of those ones.
The ultimate dad. I think that is, if you looked up the most common dad saying, it has to be that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not paying to heat the outside.
I'm not paying. Yeah, close your window. No AC. You have any more?
I've got one more. Ready? Heard it's going to be in the 60s next week.
Oh, no. That is a dad saying, and they don't even know it.
The dad always...
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, I heard. So I might try to get some lawn work done.
Always got the future weather locked down.
Yeah, I think this Saturday, it's supposed to be like 84 or something. Pretty nice. So.
Your dad is the best meteorologist.
Yeah, my last one, this is my dad's. This is my dad's, probably his most said thing of his entire life to me. And it was from my childhood to the moment now, which is, you don't need that.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't need that. You won't even use it.
Heard that a million times.
You don't need that. I come to him with something, you don't need that.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what I'm going to say when I'm a dad, too.
Yep.
If my kid comes to me with anything that's stupid, they come to me with a toy in their hand or something silly. We're at a gas station, and I'm trying to pay for gas, and I turn around, and they've got a ring pop in their hand. Immediately, you don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Put it back. You don't need it. You don't need it. Put it back.
You really gonna use that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the rest of my days. If I have a kid, oh my gosh. What a dumb thing for you to want.
No, I imagine that's another thing a dad would say. You really going to use that?
You really going to use that? You'll never even use it.
I'm going to buy that. It'll be collecting dust in a week.
You're going to be done with it in an hour. In the car ride, on the car ride home, you're going to be done with that.
Bored of it on the car ride home.
Won't even come into the house. You'll probably leave it in my car. You'll leave it in my truck.
Yeah.
Oh, the good dad stuff. Nothing's better than a good dad joke.
Yeah.
And the good dad jokes or dad sayings. When the best part is when they just pull it out. Like I saw a dad thing, like this was probably 2 weekends ago, right?
Okay.
I was out at the pool. I go to the pool like every Saturday, like the apartment pool or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like all young people there. But one of the girls I'm friends with, it was her birthday.
Okay.
So her mom and dad come with like food and snacks and stuff, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Because when we go to the pool, like we're not bringing anything. Like we're just bringing like some suntan lotion. We don't have snacks or anything. So they brought like food and snacks. And the best part was her dad shows up, and it's yet again, everyone at the pool is probably between the ages of 22 and like 30 years old. So it's a super young crowd.
Young crowd.
And it's a really nice pool. He brought his own folding lawn chair.
No,
he brought his own chair to the pool and sat in it. There's seats everywhere. Like he could have sat anywhere.
What kind of pool doesn't?
Yeah, it doesn't have seats. And so that's such a dad thought of like when he was getting ready to leave, he's like, well, I probably should.
Just in case.
I probably should bring my own chair. Because like they might have chairs there.
You never
but, like,
know.
Is it going to be better than my chair?
Be prepared.
And so he showed up and he brought, and like yet again, there were seats everywhere. We were at like a cabana, the comfy couch seating and stuff. He just whips out the folding lawn chair.
He could have left it in the car.
He could have left it in the car. Even when he got there, he didn't even have to use it. We had plenty of seats in the booth we were in. He could have sat with us. Nope. He brought it. He's using it. Pulled out the lawn chair, stuck it in the ground, lawn chaired it up. I looked over and I was like, that's hilarious. So awesome. Nothing better than like the dad. Like he was like primetime dad too.
Yeah.
Like there was like music. There was like a DJ and music playing, and his wife, like my friend's mom, was like dancing and stuff. And then he looks over and goes, "Stop dancing. You're lame. You're embarrassing me."
Oh,
like
no.
just like the primetime dad stuff that I just eat up. It's the greatest stuff. Stop dancing. You're lame. You're embarrassing me. Sitting in his lawn chair, hanging out. Oh, it's hilarious. I love it. I eat it up. So have fun at Father's Day. Have a good time.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Can you think of the most dad thing you do?
What's the dad thing that I do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I back in the parking spot every time, but that's more of a truck thing than it is. But that's what a dad thing.
That's a total dad thing.
That's a total dad thing. Is backing in every time. I'm trying to think of other. Do you have any good dad things?
Turning off the lights when nobody's in the room.
I'm a stickler on that. I'm a stickler on the lights.
Big on the lights. Big on the, closing the windows when the air conditioner's on, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Money saver. Money saver.
I can't run my bill up.
Yeah, I'm a big lights guy.
That weather phrase also really speaks to me. I'm big on looking ahead at the weather.
32, 64 tomorrow.
Planning ahead.
71 tomorrow. Maybe we can go outside or something.
Well, happy Father's Day to all the dads. Treat your dad nicely this weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday.
We'll see you guys.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself. You're
listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Got a big change coming the next time you buy concert tickets. Almost all concert tickets these days purchased through Ticketmaster / Live Nation, right?
Yes.
And one of the worst things about Ticketmaster Live Nation is when you go, you pick out your tickets. All right, good to go. I'm going to see whatever. It's a $40 ticket. And then you go to check out and that $40 ticket somehow magically became $73.
The fees. Our worst nightmare is the fees. And that's why I don't even like to use Ticketmaster or SeatGeek or a lot of those. Because I hate the fees. You never know how much it's going to cost.
I try to avoid it when I can because you're right. You're paying a certain amount for the ticket and then all these fees that who even knows what they mean, right?
Yeah.
It's all mystery, mumbo jumbo. Well, I guess this is good news. Ticketmaster has decided that they will now, if you're perusing for tickets, they're going to show you the full price up front with all the fees included. So instead of thinking that you're getting a $40 ticket and knowing that the fees are going to be tacked on, but not really knowing until you go to check out, now it'll just say, oh, it's $73.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah. Well, I think, I guess it's good and bad. I think for me, they should have been doing this all along because I think like some people are saying now people might be scared away from buying tickets, right? Because they'll see the real full price and they'll be like, I wouldn't pay $73 for that.
Yeah.
I would only pay $50. But to me, I think if you were ready to pay $40 or $50 for something and then you go ahead and find that you got like 45% of your ticket is also fees, then that would scare you away too.
Yeah, I think that this is an opportunity for them because usually, I'll tell you this much, I won't gatekeep. But I don't use like Ticketmaster. The one I use is called TickPick.
Okay.
And this one has like all the fees always built in.
Yeah.
And so
some
and it's always cheaper too. It's always cheaper. And so when I'm scrolling through, if I want to go to a Browns game or something, I'll use that one because when I'm scrolling through, I can see the full price.
Yeah.
Which I don't like it to be hidden. I hate it when it's hidden. That's why I can't use Ticketmaster. And now I feel like the Ticketmaster is going to show you the full price. I feel like now they don't have to disclose the fees because before they would say like, oh, the fees are getting added on at the end or whatever, and they would say $30 for this, $10 for this. Now it's going to be added in. I feel like it's all going to get increased.
Yeah.
Instead of it being $30 in fees, it's going to be $40 in fees.
That was my thought as well. If they don't shock, like now, they could have. I mean, I think maybe it's extreme saying like a $40 ticket becomes $73, but I mean, that's only maybe slightly exaggerating. But I think now this does open the door. If they don't have to make it very clear and plain and obvious that the fees are there at all, and it's just all rolled into one, they can charge whatever they want for fees.
Whatever they want.
They can blow those things through the roof and make that more than your ticket if they want. And if you're still willing to pay that, who cares? Like, what do they care?
Yep, exactly. So make sure. What I always do is you should download multiple apps, search around, and now if they're all going to have the fees built in, it's way easier. Because you can just go from one to the next, and figure out where the cheapest ones are. If you're just using Ticketmaster, you're for sure making a mistake. It's like the most expensive one of all of them.
You know what we need to do? This is how's nobody done this? There's like Expedia or Orbitz that show you all the different
flights,
sites, all the different hotels, and they all have different prices, and then they show you where the best one is. Why isn't there not an app for that for concerts?
There's got to be an app, right?
There's got to be. But it's clearly not very popular, so we've got to get on that.
Yeah, we need to make that. I'll work on my app development.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
I'd like to extend a hearty congratulations to the UPS drivers out there. I'm sure we have a few that tune in and listen while they are driving around doing their deliveries. Did you know that to this day, not a single UPS driver has air conditioning in their vehicle?
Ooh, that's tough.
Can you believe that?
That sounds terrible.
No wonder they have to wear shorts all the time.
Yeah, there's no way that I could drive around all day with no AC.
Yeah.
And they're getting in and out of their car all the time too, carrying boxes. They're sweating. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's you had a UPS.
What are you saying?
So hard for me. You
had a UPS.
You had a buddy that was a UPS driver, didn't you? You said you said he complained. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it is a lot of hard work. Carrying a bunch of stuff.
Did he ever complain about the air conditioning situation?
He never mentioned the air conditioning, oddly enough. He just complained about carrying the boxes.
That must mean that being a UPS driver is so difficult that the air conditioning is actually like
the least of your worries.
Yeah, the least of your worries. I didn't know that. I feel like I've heard people that are UPS drivers that enjoy it, but hey, it's about to get a little better because UPS drivers have, or UPS itself, has reached a deal with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, which is the union that represents the UPS drivers.
What is it again?
The International Brotherhood of Teamsters.
Sounds like a cute name.
Yeah, Teamster. Yeah.
Brotherhood of Teamsters.
That's what they call them. They've reached a deal that from now on, starting in 2024, every new vehicle UPS purchases will include air conditioning, and all of the current vehicles they have will be retrofitted.
There we go. That's what we need.
With air conditioning. Yeah, because that would suck if you got stuck with the old UPS.
The new guy gets a new truck and everybody's upset.
Jeb gets hired and he's the one that gets air conditioning because he's got the new truck. Yeah, so, I didn't realize, I guess they do drive around with they don't even have a door on there.
Yeah, they don't have a door on there.
Then
the AC's just firing right out of it.
The UPS is like, we're not paying to cool the outdoors. But now that makes me to my next question. Do they have heat?
They got to have heat.
They must have heat. Again, driving around with no door.
Can you imagine driving around in the wintertime?
Yeah.
No way. They have to have heat.
UPS has to deliver in Minnesota.
Would quit.
Yeah.
Everyone would quit.
Yeah, how could you? They must. But it does. It's crazy, though. Air conditioning is so prevalent these days, at least in the United States.
In the U.S. it is.
Yeah.
Other places, not so much, but here it is.
How could you go to 2023? UPS has been around for a long time, and they've never had air conditioning.
It's not like it's like a super out-of-the-box thing to put in a car. Like every car has it. So like, why wouldn't they spend like a little bit more money? It couldn't have been that much more expensive to put the AC in there.
Yeah, it became fairly
comparatively
standard about 30 years ago.
Exactly. So I don't know why they would just cut that. They had to ask. They for sure had to like specifically ask no AC.
Yeah, whatever their company is that makes those big trucks.
Yeah, because obviously they would have put it in there because they put it in every single car.
Can you think of any job you could do? I know things are different in different parts of the country. Like I know in New England, air conditioning isn't as standard in all homes and stuff. But can you think of any job that you could do without air conditioning?
I can't think of one.
Apparently not.
Maybe like an outdoor job.
Yeah.
Like a
where it's
landscaper.
literally not possible.
Yeah. But if you're inside, I mean, our job would be about as close as you can get.
It'd be, yeah, but
And
I
I
think
would be dying in here.
We've had days. I don't know if you worked here when we had days where the air conditioner broke.
Oh, and it gets hot in here.
And we
real
had
quick.
to have fans. We had to have the door open and fans blowing. That our engineer had to hook up the fans. They were so loud because we needed them so high power because it would get so hot in here that we had to make it so if you turned on the mic, the fans would turn off.
Oh no,
That's what it's
wild.
like working here with no air conditioning. So we need it.
So if we even need
If we
it,
need it and we're not moving around,
then everybody does.
out in the heat, yeah, then the UPS drivers should certainly have it, and finally they're getting it.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
This is one of the craziest things I've ever read. I mean, we've talked about some companies that have done egregious things. I've got a company in California that has been found out for bringing in a bogus priest. They would encourage their employees to confess their sins, and then this fake priest would report those sins, those workplace sins, to like the higher ups at the company, so that they could flush out the bad employees.
This is a real story.
This is
a real
true.
thing.
This is a place called Taqueria Garibaldi in Northern California. The Department of Labor just wrapped up an investigation. They initially were just investigating for stuff that's still bad for a company to do, but more typical stuff like not denying overtime to workers who worked extra hours, stuff like that. And as they were investigating that, they came across this fake priest who would urge employees, and this is a quote, to get the sins out.
Get the sins out. What? This is crazy. It says like that he would ask them about like if they ever stolen from work, showed up late for a shift, or cheated their employer in any way. That's my favorite sentence of all time.
Cheated their employer in any way.
They're like, I won't, you know what? This is between me and you. I would never tell your employer, have you ever stolen from work?
Yeah.
And people really had the audacity to say yes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it is.
And then you get fired. I wonder why you got fired.
It
I wonder why.
feels like a red flag if your employer is bringing in a priest for you to
Yes.
confess to. Like, you know, don't mix necessarily.
And this is a restaurant.
It's a restaurant.
This isn't even like, I don't know, not that there's anything against a restaurant, but like that's a wild thing for them to do to build morale and chemistry at the workplace.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is, this is an outrageous thing to do. And it does sound like the priest, this fake
Who
priest.
is this guy also?
Yeah.
Like, what is this job?
They say the fake cleric played the role eagerly.
I bet he did.
He loved
Oh, yeah, he did.
ratting out these employees. It sounds like he really did.
Do you think
it sounds like he was leading them though, doesn't it? Where it's not,
yeah.
Like I always picture, like you go to a priest and you just, you know, if you got anything you want to get off your chest, you get it off your chest in the confession or whatever. But for this guy, it sounds like he was like, so my child, you ever used any Post-it notes you weren't supposed to use?
You ever eaten on the job when you weren't supposed to be eating?
You ever like snatched a fry out of a customer's order, perhaps? Anything of that nature?
You ever taken money from the cash register?
Yeah.
On accident or on purpose?
This is just between you and me, but
Of course.
yeah.
I wonder too, do you think that they found him or he found them? That's my next question.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, do you think he's advertising himself? Like, you know what? I can fix your workplace. If anybody can do it, it's me. And let me tell you what I have to offer.
Yeah.
And I work, you know what? It's a steep price, but goodness gracious, it's going to be worth it. I will get you the best employees in here, and all the bad ones are out. I'll get them out.
Yeah. That is.
Or is this like one of the boss's friends that he's like, you know what you need to do for me? You need to come into my restaurant.
I've got some employees. I'm convinced.
I can't trust them.
Convinced that they're snatching fries.
And I know I can trust you.
Yeah.
So you come in here and you just start asking them questions.
What if they hired a fake priest for the fake priest, though?
He's up next.
Yeah. He's the next one to
deck.
go down. You haven't been holding back on any of these confessions on me, have you?
You've been telling me everything, haven't you?
Yeah. What a wild work scenario that has to be.
Oh, I love it.
Is this restaurant still open is my next question.
Oh, I said they had like back pay, a bunch of stuff, but
So I'm going to guess no.
I think they are.
You think so?
They got rid of the priest. They're good to go now. There's anything terrible.
Now hiring.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Hudson, what are the best sounding foods right now?
The best sounding food.
Like when you think of off the top of your head.
You know what?
Some of the best sounds the food can
Usually it's Italian food like fettuccine or mozzarella.
Oh, I'm not talking about that, but that's good too.
And then, the worst sounding food, definitely horseradish.
Where do you sit on guacamole? Is that something good or bad? I can't be sure. I'll tell you what sounds bad.
Good. I think it sounds good.
Artichoke sounds bad.
Artichoke, that's not a good food name.
No.
Neither is kumquat.
Kumquat sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Too many hard C sounds in that one.
Yeah. So I'm not talking about the actual sounds of the name. I'm talking about like the most satisfying food sounds.
Oh, gotcha.
So what do you have for that?
Sizzling bacon or whatever.
That's number one on the list.
Yeah, of course
sizzling
it is.
Bacon.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I've got a list here. I've got 10 of the most satisfying food sounds or whatever. Some of these are pretty lame.
You think so?
And some things are way off.
I'm trying to think of sounds in general that I associate with food, whether they make the food sound good or not.
Yeah.
But sizzling bacon, clearly, like that's
number
a top
one.
tier on the list. I also think of like the sound of a coffee pot.
Ooh, a coffee pot. They didn't have that on there, but I can imagine that.
Yeah, especially when it's getting closer to like the end, when it like kind of does it kind of coughs in a way. Burps, I think some people would say. That's a good sound to me because that means coffee's ready.
Yeah, some of the other ones they've got. Number 2, this is a wild choice. Slicing of a crusty loaf of a bread.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's trash, right?
Yeah, if the bread makes a noise when you slice it, I feel like it's too crusty.
Yeah, the number 3, steak sizzling in a pan. You toss that steak on there. I'm with that.
Yeah, very similar to bacon though.
Yeah,
but I'm on board.
Number 4, this is another lame one. Butter being spread on toast.
That makes a noise?
But like when you think about like when it's actual toast,
it's kind of like
it's like a little crust, a little bit, like a little. I don't even know what that sound is.
I don't even know how to describe that. Yeah, almost like sandpaper in a way, like really soft sandpaper.
Number 5, the snapping of a chocolate bar. You think about like a Hershey's bar. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Gotcha.
I don't even know what this means. Number 6 is chips frying.
Chips? Maybe is this British?
Could be.
Do they mean fries in a fryer?
Ooh, it could be.
Like a deep fryer just frying anything. That's a good sound.
Yeah.
I like that. That's not something you experience at home as much, but if you have ever worked in a restaurant, that's like they do make a sound a lot of the time, and it sounds good.
Now, these next 2, these should be way higher. These are criminally underrated.
Yeah, but based off of the other stuff you've listed, I'm pretty sure
there's a lot of
probably
things.
Need to be, yeah.
The first bites into a crisp apple.
Oh yeah, that's a good sound.
Everybody knows what that sound is, right?
Yeah, I could hear it just now.
And then number 8, this is one of the most like well-known food sounds of all time.
Okay.
And that's popping popcorn in the microwave.
Yeah, how is that not?
That should be like a top 3. Like the pop of the popcorn.
I don't know why I didn't think of that, but
that for sure is like one of the most well-known ones.
That's number 2 behind the bacon.
Yes,
sizzling.
I think it should be for sure. You think about popping popcorn, the only way you know it's done is when it stops popping. There's like no other food that's cooked that way. It's like the most soundful food that you can possibly make.
Yeah. It's the loudest, one of the loudest for sure.
It is the loudest.
What about when you like here's a good one too. It's another sizzling. Just anything sizzling sounds great, but I'm thinking like you flip a burger over on the grill and it, you get the like pause in the sizzle and then
it really does,
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, it all sounds so good.
It really
I'm hungry already.
Yeah.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Big weekend for movies, too. This is, there's plenty of blockbuster options. First of all, the highest profile movie finally coming out, The Flash.
People love The Flash.
Yeah, the Flash. It's been a controversial, long road to get to where we're going here, but all along, Warner Brothers has believed so much in the Flash movie that they couldn't possibly nix it. They couldn't possibly replace Ezra Miller. It all had to go the way it had to go, and now here we are with The Flash out this weekend. And I'll say, all that said, you might expect the reviews to be a little better.
Really?
It's got a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics.
That's an okay score.
And an 87%
from the people.
And just to me, all along this road, once again, with all the Ezra Miller controversy and stuff like that, and just all the stuff that just the DC universe in general has gone through, I was thinking, oh, this movie's it's clearly going to be like in the 90s. As far as Rotten Tomatoes score goes, because it just must be so good for them to stick by this thing. 67%, not quite what I was expecting. Although I'm still interested. The trailer just looks so good. The trailers that I've seen, that I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I even thought this could be a movie that I watched at some point. In the theaters, probably not, but it looked good. The trailer looked pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a potential of me watching it in the theater. So that's the biggest, I would say, new release. However, it does have some competition at the box office this weekend because there's also a new Pixar film out this weekend. Elemental. Have you seen the trailers for this one?
I don't think I've seen anything about this one here.
Elemental is a world where all of the, not like the periodic table of elements, but, like earth, wind, fire type thing. And water as well. Water plays a big role in this movie, and they're all represent, like, there's people, but the people are wind, or the people are water, or the people are fire.
Got it.
But they're not supposed to mix. And then guess what? They mix.
No.
Yeah. And so that is, spoiler alert. So that is the new Pixar movie out this weekend. What I'm seeing here in the reviews is that basically people are saying it's not the best Pixar film, but I mean, the worst Pixar film is still usually pretty good.
Pretty solid.
Is what the impression I'm getting. It's got a 75% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes. So fair to Midland. Better than The Flash. You've also got one last option in theaters if you're into a more funny horror movie, The Blackening, where they're clearly playing out like the entire cast is black. They're playing up like it's a Juneteenth reunion. Like just play a bunch of
it's a comedy, you said?
It's like a funny horror movie.
Got it, a funny horror. Got it.
And then they even they're really leaning into the horror movie stereotypes. Because everybody's black that's in the main cast, and so the tagline for the movie is "We can't all die first."
That's a good tagline.
That's clever, isn't it?
That is clever.
That's clever. That actually has pretty good reviews. So that's an option for you as well. It's not too scary because it is a more funny horror movie. And then at home, Extraction 2 is on Netflix. Chris Hemsworth in the sequel to Extraction.
Oh, I love it.
The Russo brothers, who famously directed the Avengers movies.
Don't you want to see Chris Hemsworth just kicking butt? I mean, that just makes for a great movie.
Without even leaving the comfort of your couch?
Mm-hmm,
maybe, but am I going to be able to follow Extraction 2 if I never saw Extraction 1?
You can
is
follow
my
it.
concern.
Just jump on in.
Just
let us know if you can.
There's no reason I can't watch Extraction 1. It's new to me.
Exactly.
So that's your options. Four excellent options. Surely one of those tickles your fancy. You got something you can watch this weekend. That's your weekend watch list.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
I need help. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go on vacation the rest of the summer. Into the fall.
You got days to use
Into the winter. I have so many days left. I've used like no days. I think I've used 1 day so far. Maybe 2. I think I've used 2 vacation days.
I think you used 2.
I have so many days left. And at this point last year, I had so many things already planned. And I've already skipped over many things that I haven't done because I didn't feel like doing it. And now I've gotten to the point where now I'm kind of fevering for it.
You banked it up, but you got to plan those vacations, or suddenly you get closer to the end of the year and there's just not a way to do it.
You've done nothing.
Yeah. So Isaiah's looking for suggestions. If you've got a vacation spot, just anywhere, just suggest it. Especially if you think Isaiah would enjoy it. 8772 RadioU. Text it in. Let me start by telling you what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
For July 4th, taking the entire week, going to New England.
New England.
I've got New England.
Okay, very patriotic of you.
Some fine beaches up there.
All right.
I will be. I do have family up there, so I will be visiting family, but doing some of the Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts
stuff. Yeah.
So that is a great area in the summertime. It really is.
Yeah, I like it.
But you're not invited. I mean, you could come.
It's okay. I'm skip. If you had invited me to go to Connecticut, I was skipped anyway.
Well, you'd like the beach.
Yeah, I like the beach.
There's a lot of good stuff to do up there.
I prefer my beaches south of where I live.
How about then? I'm not doing this summer. It's actually at the end of September. Florida. The Panhandle.
Like Florida.
The Panhandle of Florida.
I like the Panhandle.
You know, Pensacola. What is it? Destin.
Destin. Yes.
I've just got my tickets. Just got my plane tickets yesterday.
Oh, really?
You got a nice Gulf View hotel room.
And you're doing that when?
That's the end of September.
End of September. That'll still be warm then. You're feeling good then.
I'm thinking that the weather should be nice, and that's what I've got. I've got a few maybe like overnight weekend things, like road trip driving deals, but that's what I definitely have set in stone is those 2 trips.
Yeah, I've been the things that I've been considering because I've turned down 2 trips. I turned down a trip to go to Chicago, and I turned down a trip to go to Europe. Were the 2 that I turned down. So now I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do the rest of the year.
I can't believe you turned down Europe.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked with the whole work thing.
Yeah,
it would have been a lot unless you wanted me to be out for like 3 weeks, which I think our bosses would have been upset with.
I don't think you have that much vacation time.
Yeah, I could have saved up some days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Europe trip couldn't go. So the things I'm considering now.
Okay.
I've got Mexico. The Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Cancun.
I've been to the other half of the island.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, never been to Mexico.
And then the other ones I've been considering going to Florida, South Florida, and then over to California. Those are the things that are being considered, but I'm up for anything.
All right, well, I'm seeing a few suggestions coming through. 8772 RadioU if you have some vacation suggestions, advice for Isaiah as he tries to nail down.
It's still wide open. I could go anywhere.
Later summer vacations, and we'll see what people are saying coming up next.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
The matter at hand is Isaiah is trying to plan a vacation for this summer. He needs some suggestions. He can't figure out what he wants to do. And so we do have a few people that have texted in here with some ideas. Jocelyn says, this is going off the board. This is something I've not even heard of. Jocelyn says, go to Dark Sky Park in Michigan. It's on Lake Superior, and you can see the northern lights from there.
That sounds pretty romantic.
That actually does. That
sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at pictures now, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks super cool.
The northern lights are real cool.
Have you ever seen them?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
I have
you?
Yeah.
When?
In Canada.
I'm jealous. I've never seen them.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even know it was an option.
When I saw them, I was in the city of Winnipeg, which is it's a smaller city, but it's a legitimate city. So there was some light pollution and stuff. It's not like it would be more fantastical if you were out in the middle of nowhere, like I assume Dark Sky Park is, and you got like a real good view of them. But even seeing them the way I did, pretty cool. I don't know what you're going to do during the daytime, but it sounds like
we're going to wait.
Yeah, that's right.
To see
Well, I guess you got to sleep during the day and then spend up all night watching the northern lights. That's an option. How about this? Also going north for you. Glenn says Niagara Falls.
I've never been.
I've been to Niagara Falls, and in the summer and winter. Summertime is a good time to go for July 4th, but it's also a lot more, or you could go for Canada Day, July 1st, but it's also, since it is so touristy, it gets real packed there. But you could also go, if you wanted a cool winter vacation, try to go to Niagara Falls in the winter. I've actually had a good time doing that.
Yeah, it sounds like a cool place that I'd like to visit at some point.
Real touristy. Touristy.
And as I'm like going through these, as I'm reading these, it's tough because I I'm not going on vacation by myself. Like, I'm not going solo. That's not my vibe. And so I'm going to have to convince some friends.
Talk some people into it.
I got to talk friends into going to these places.
I think Niagara Falls could be doable because there is a lot to do there. Again, because it is so touristy, you're going to be able to talk friends in it. Like, whatever they want to do, it might be at Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
How about this one? If you're a little more outdoorsy, Susanna says Red River Gorge in Kentucky. They go, you might find her rock climbing there.
See, I see the photos of that look sick, too.
They look amazing.
I've never seen this one before. Red River Gorge.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Where is this at in Kentucky?
I thought the Red River was in, I thought that was like a Texas, Oklahoma thing.
In the Red River? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's a little bit east
they
of
call it the Red
Lexington.
River Rivalry.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I think, oddly enough, this is crazy. I'm going to Kentucky. I forgot about this vacation.
Is that your bachelor party?
Yeah, I'm going to a bachelor party.
Your other bachelor party that you're going to?
And I think it's pretty close to here, actually.
But I was looking at that too. I've never heard of it, but looking into it, the pictures are cool. Not only could you go rock climbing like Susanna, there's also caves where you can kayak in a cave. I'd love to do that, but I also might not be built for that type of thing.
Oh, you could do it.
I think I could do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
I don't know if I'd thrive in that environment.
See, this
but it does look cool.
I might just go ahead and just form two into one because I'm going on this bachelor party trip in Kentucky, and the place we're going is like in the middle of nowhere, but it's close to this. And so maybe I can convince the rest of the group to spend a day here.
There you go.
Because we don't really have any plans because we're literally going to an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I think you're still open to suggestions, I would say.
I am. It's still open.
Nothing is definitely won you over. What's the other stuff you're considering? You got Mexico on the list?
Mexico, the DR, maybe going to California. My friends want to go to San Diego for some odd reason. And so I'm not sure. I'm very open on what I want to do, but I'm going to do something. I'm going to decide on one.
And if you've ever got vacation suggestions, advice for Isaiah, 8772 RadioU, or me, I'm going to Connecticut and Pensacola. Tell me stuff I should do while I'm there too.
See, we've tried. I know last summer we tried to plan some for Hudson.
Yeah,
there's a lot more going on because you have to convince Angela to go and everything.
I got a wife.
Where on the other hand, I'm a lot easier.
Yeah,
I can just go
freewheeling Isaiah.
So if you have suggestions, just toss them out there.
8772 RadioU.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
We've got a woman here, a bride-to-be, planning a wedding with her fiancé. They're getting all excited, you know. Problem is that she's got a sister-in-law. The sister-in-law has 4-year-old twins. So that would make them a niece and nephew. You're wondering, why would that be a problem? Why would having 4-year-old twin, a 4-year-old niece and nephew? What's the problem with that? The problem is she doesn't want the niece and nephew to be the flower girl and ring bearer. Instead, this bride would like her dog and cat to be the flower pet and ring bearer instead of the 4-year-old niece and nephew.
And this is an issue?
The sister-in-law is pretty upset that these children aren't going to be included in the wedding.
Oh.
You be the judge.
Oh.
We don't know who you're hoeing for.
I don't feel bad. I think that it should be the dog and the cats. And
you think so?
I think the sister-in-law should be relieved. Because realistically, now her children, who are both how old?
4. 4 years old. They're twins.
Both 4 years old.
Yep.
Most likely, we're going to probably mess it up. Have no obligation of doing anything. And so it's less stress on her. It's easier now. She can just go to the wedding and not have to worry about her son and daughter messing the whole thing up. Now it's on the dog and cat. You should be relieved. You should be happy. You should thank her for taking pressure off of your children. That's what you should do.
I don't think that reading onward, I don't think the sister-in-law is concerned about her 4-year-old children messing up anything. I mean, they're 4. They can do whatever they want. Nobody's going to care, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, if they could sit down and crap their pants at 4 years old instead of bringing the ring up to the front, and people think it's cute, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which the dog could also do. What do you think would be worse? If a 4-year-old sits down and takes a dump in their pants, or if a dog did it?
Ooh, that's a good
ring
question.
Bearer.
As a ring bearer?
What would ruin the wedding more? Definitely the dog.
The dog, because the dog doesn't have a diaper on.
Have a diaper on. And if the dog did have a diaper on, it would not be as fun to have it be the ring bearer.
Yeah.
I think it sounds to me like the sister-in-law is is being kind of like the drama queen in the situation. It's not her wedding. It's not your wedding. So if the children are left out of it, that's it's not up to you to decide what this person does for their wedding. This bride can have her dog and cat be the ring bearer and flower girl if she wants. And your 4-year-old children, honestly, the nice thing would be actually, no, hold on. The bride here also, we know about like the stereotype of brides, and we bring this up a lot, is they want attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
These 4-year-old kids are going to take attention away potentially from the bride.
They could steal attention.
I'm again reading on. It sounds like these 4-year-old kids, these two twins, they get a lot of attention from the family, especially
I can imagine.
From the fiance, the husband, this husband to be, the groom to be, I guess, side of the family. These 4-year-olds get a lot of attention, and so they might suck away some of the attention that the bride would be experiencing, where if it's the dog and the cat, it's her own dog and cat. So it's the transferative property gives that attention to her. If the dog does something cute, it's like, oh, your dog did something so cute. What a great idea by you, the bride, to have the dog be the flower girl. Great idea. So I think that my ruling is the bride is fair to have to leave the kids out of it.
My ruling is always, if it's not your wedding, your opinion just doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but if you're upset about somebody else's wedding, you can do it at your wedding. That's fine. It's your wedding. You get to pick whatever you want. At their wedding, you never get to be upset about somebody's decision to their own wedding. That's what I think.
But if you don't get to have an opinion on other people's wedding, that just renders what all we just said useless.
Exactly.
We shouldn't have said it.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
Isaiah, you know this. Depression and anxiety, they kind of run rampant right now. Like just almost anybody, you could throw a stone and find somebody who's depressed or anxious or whatever. It's a big deal. But what if I told you I have a way here where nearly everybody could reduce their depression and anxiety?
I think that would be worth sharing.
Well, good thing that I'm going to share it then.
Share. Go ahead. Go ahead and share.
Share away. I shall. This is new research from Iowa State University, where they found that if you can just go ahead and cut your social media usage to 30 minutes a day or less, you would, the people that did that in this study scored significantly lower for anxiety, depression, loneliness, and FOMO, fear of missing out.
FOMO. That's a big one.
They were able to quash all of that. It doesn't mean, it doesn't say that they scored zeros on all that, but it means all of that went significantly down if you don't even have to stop using social media. You just have to reduce it to 30 minutes a day.
Live in the moment a little, you might think, right?
Yeah. Look for other stuff to do. I think, because, I mean, it's no secret to anybody that if you just are constantly scrolling Instagram and seeing other people doing cool things, looking cool, having fun, then, I mean, obviously FOMO makes a whole lot of sense. So you're going to be feeling that. But depression and anxiety do, because you're like, man, I'm depressed and my life isn't as good as Janet's over. I don't know what Janet's.
What's Janet?
I'm having a horrible time making up names today.
That's something we don't.
Yeah. That Janet.
She's always having fun.
Always.
She's always doing something.
Dressed so nice.
Going out with her friends.
Yeah.
Jeez. Traveling.
Yeah.
Curse Janet.
I just unfollowed Janet, actually, is what I did.
Everybody has a Janet, you know?
Yeah, but 30 minutes a day. Because the other thing, we talked about this recently, too, is that it's actually, to get people to quit social media has proven to be pretty much actually impossible. You can't just completely ditch social media 100%. But 30 minutes a day, that feels attainable, right? You think you could
get there.
Quash it down to 30 minutes?
It's going to take some time. Maybe you start off cutting it back to like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then like 1 hour. Then you could get there.
Take some inventory. Check out your, you look at your stats, your screen time on your phone, and see what you're at now, and try to day by day wean yourself down to 30 minutes a day of social media, and that'll take your anxiety, depression, loneliness, and FOMO, and reduce that right along with it. And I'll tell you too that it's not going to be easy to just go ahead and quit social media or drop your social media use. It doesn't happen overnight, But if you're able to do that over time, it'll make a big deal. And I'll tell you that another way over time you can reduce all of that is by talking to God about it too. Because Jesus can help you out. He can help you wean yourself off of social media. And he can help you even still using social media to reduce that depression and anxiety and loneliness, because you know you have somebody you can turn to help, and you know that that God is going to take care of you. Jesus will help you out with that. He will address those concerns as well. And so you put those two things together, reducing the social media, talking to Jesus, and I think things are going to get a whole lot better for you. Try it out. Start talking to God. And if you want to know more, check out RadioU.com/free gift.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I got a question for everybody. You know, Father's Day's coming up. And
Sunday, right?
That's this Sunday. Yes, it's coming up this Sunday. It's Father's Day. And I want to know, who is the best movie or TV dad? Text the Riot hotline with your thoughts.
Oh, we got to get the Riot hotline going.
The Riot hotline.
877-2-RADIO-U.
Light it up with who you think is the best TV or movie dad. We could rank real dads, but most people probably would just have theirs number one.
You think they'd pick their own?
Or it'd be real sad to pick somebody else that's not your dad. That would be real sad either way. So let's just do TV dads, TV and movie dads instead. Anybody jump to mind off the top for you?
Well, we have to. The first one that came to mind for me, I'm thinking Liam Neeson. I mean, what kind of a father lets their daughter get taken and doesn't take her back?
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it just once. He does it 3 times. And taking 1, taking 2, taking 3. Now, that's a dad.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a certain set of skills.
Uh-huh.
To where he's gonna find her no matter what.
Yeah.
And cause some damage along the way.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Liam Neeson being my dad.
I mean, you'd feel awful safe, right? I mean, pretty much anything that happens to you.
I don't know. His daughter did get taken a couple times.
I guess she did get taken 3 times. Is he a good or a bad dad then?
Also,
is he a bad dad? I don't know.
No, because he saves her.
He saves her.
Many other dads wouldn't do that.
I mean, they wouldn't be able to save her, but also they might not get taken 3 times.
Yeah, but she was out on her own. Like, she was grown.
Which time
so it's
your daughter being taken?
It's not his fault she was taken.
It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I mean, that's where we at now.
Yeah, right. It also calls to mind Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Bauer in 24.
Oh, yeah.
He also has a daughter that seems to repeatedly get kidnapped. So I actually wouldn't put him near the top of the list. How about here's one that I like, way different. Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Bob from Bob's Burgers. I've never seen Bob's Burgers.
He's a great dad. He's a great dad.
Is he a good dad?
Much more competent than some other cartoon dads, like Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin. I think Bob Belcher is a dad that I wouldn't mind having.
That you would get behind?
Yeah, I think I'd like to be in his family.
How about Marlin?
Marlin? Oh, from
Finding
Nemo.
He goes across the whole ocean to find his kid. Yet again, I feel like a lot of these movies, they're losing their child to get him back. But, I mean, he went across the whole ocean to find Nemo.
That is true. He's like Liam Neeson. He's like Liam Neeson.
Just like a wimpier version.
Except that it's kind of his fault that his son got taken, though.
Yeah, the first time.
It's not Liam Neeson's fault that his daughter got taken.
That's fair.
But yeah, Marlon, he did, again, what a lot of dads wouldn't be able to do, and that is track his son down and save him. So good on him. He's a good dad.
Any other ones you can think of? There's some top ones?
I'd like to see some suggestions texted in at 8772-RADIO-U. If you've got a good movie or TV dad, let us know. And we'll see what you have to say, see if we get any good suggestions coming up.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
It is The Riot, and we are joined today by Josh from Glasslands. Josh, good morning. Good to see you again.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going great. We're feeling real good because we've got your new song, The Ether, which is out now, and we're going to be sharing that with everybody here coming up in just a few minutes. But before we get to that, I need to know, Josh, what have you been doing that's not like music related? What's been keeping you busy lately?
Well, we moved to Colorado recently.
Whoa, that's exciting.
So we've Yeah, just being around some family out here. So that's what we've been doing. And me and the guys, I guess you said not music related, but yeah, mainly that. And I'm also like a software developer. So that's kind of what I've been doing the past 6 months or so.
So what have you discovered about Colorado then since moving there?
I mean, we haven't really discovered much new, but we've just been enjoying the change of scenery and the mountains and all that good stuff. So
when you say
nice.
like you all moved out there, does that mean like the whole band is out there? Does that mean you're out there?
No, just my family.
You and the fam.
Yeah,
okay.
No, the band's still out in Ohio. So.
Gotcha. So how is the whole like you being far away, you guys trying to make music thing going?
It's still pretty much the same. So I lived in Nashville, and they all lived in Columbus, which was about a 6-hour drive. And now it's like a 2 or 3 hour flight. So it's really not any different. We work pretty well remotely with each other. So, and then when we need to get together, we just plan a bunch of stuff to do at once. So. Yeah, that makes for
you're already kind of used to the remote thing. Obviously, after the whole COVID thing, I think everybody's figured out how to use Zoom and be able to do things remote enough by now. I mean, yet again, you're obviously in Colorado, and we're nowhere near you, and you figured this out. So
yeah.
But we're getting ready to play your brand new song. What should the people know before we turn it on for them?
I guess this is the first piece of new music we've worked on in a long time. So. Our last album that came out last year, it was done for a long time. We sat on it for a couple of years, mainly because COVID, and then we signed a record deal, and so that delayed stuff. This thing probably would have come out in 2020. So we haven't done anything new in a long time, and this is really fresh. We're like, we're sitting at home, we're not touring right now. Let's do something. Just brand new and put it out like as soon as we can. So, so it's like, we're really excited about it. We haven't gotten to work on, we haven't worked on something new in a long time. So we're super stoked for everyone to listen.
That's interesting. I didn't realize, but I hear this more and more that so many bands will wind up making new music and then because of record stuff can't release it for so long. So that by the time it reaches everybody else, even though it's new to all of us, it doesn't feel new to you anymore. Right. This is a way different process. So is there, like, where do you guys stand moving forward? Is this a one-off type thing, or is there a bunch more new music in the pipeline? How's that panning out?
Yeah, I mean, this is like just a true single. It's not from an album or anything. And the plan is to just kind of regularly put out some music. Nothing really set in stone. Like I said, we just were like, dude, I'm so sick of hearing the deep. It's only been out for a year for everyone else, but for us, we've had it for, over 3 years now. So, we just, let's start making music with, not a real plan, really, not a part of any album. Just, a lot of it's we want to do it for us, and I think people are never mad at hearing new music. So
no, definitely not.
Yeah.
More excited than anything else, I think everybody is.
I think it must be nice to have, because like it's new to you guys as well, it must be nice to have the fans and your own excitement on the same level this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, we tracked and we wrote it and tracked it in January, and then it kind of just been getting everything ready. So yeah, it really is fresh. So yeah, we're stoked.
Dang. Well, I think we shouldn't make anybody wait any longer. Glasslands, the new song, The Ether, it's out now, and let's hear it here on RadioU. Thanks, Josh.
Yes, sir.
It is The Riot.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, RadioU.
We're talking the best TV and movie dads, and getting lots of texts, lots of suggestions on who they are. Let's see. I've got Ben here. You ever watched the children's show Bluey?
Never seen it. We've talked about it before, but I've never seen it.
Well, Ben has. He says the dad from Bluey, his name is Bandit.
Good old Bandit.
And what a great name.
It's a good name.
I wish my dad's name was Bandit.
Bandit. That'd be a wild name for a dad.
Yeah, so that's Ben's suggestion for best TV dad. Oh, this is a sad one. Danny says Tony Stark.
Was he a good? I guess he was a good dad.
He was a good dad.
He was a good dad.
He was a pretty good leader for Spider-Man to follow.
He saved the world.
He did save the world multiple times over. So, yeah, he was kind of like the Earth's dad in a way. The universe's dad. What about, here's a great one from Sam. Mr. Incredible.
From The Incredibles.
Of course.
I love it. That's a great one. I love The Incredibles. That's a good answer.
That's a fantastic suggestion. Amanda going full 90s here saying Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
See, I had that one listed too. I have a list of 4. Now I have a list of 3. That's a fantastic one.
Also, Danny Tanner, as I said, full 90s from Full House. And that jogged my memory. What about sticking in that kind of time frame? Carl Winslow from Family Matters.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
All those old shows.
They always had a great dad.
Oh, they always
pretty much
do.
always. What else did you have?
I had old Matthew McConaughey
From
in Interstellar.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is that a pretty good?
Murph.
That's a
Can
pretty
you hear
good
me,
dad.
Murph?
That's a good dad.
That is
right?
a good dad.
That's a
Any
pretty
dad,
good dad
that's just trying to save their kids.
Get back to his daughter. That's a good dad. I had that one. I also had, and then Jaden just texted this one in too. Phil from Modern Family. Phil Dunphy. If you've seen Modern Family, he's just hilarious. He's a good dad.
Dang.
So that's a good one.
Timeout. Jessica just stole my next one. I was going to go with Clark Griswold from the Vacation movies.
He just wants everybody to have a good Christmas. Like, what do you want from him?
He's what a great dad.
It's a great dad. And then the final one that I had, how about Mufasa?
Yeah.
From the Lion
He's a
King.
pretty good dad.
He's a good dad to Simba, right? He had to be. He sacrificed himself for Simba. Yet again, sacrificing himself for their child. Good father.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What about all the dads in Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2?
Oh, those are good movies.
That's a movie you got to put on for Father's Day this weekend.
Oh, Daddy's Home?
Daddy's
Home. That's one with Will Ferrell, right?
Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, those are good movies.
And the second one
that's
has
a good
their
Father's
dads,
Day movie.
John Lithgow and Mel Gibson.
Yep, I've seen it. Yeah.
Good man.
Ones.
I'm
That's
excited for Father's Day now.
Yeah, what are you going to do for Father's Day? Fun stuff?
I can't reveal what if my dad's listening.
Surprise.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were like that.
Some of it's got to stay under wraps.
I didn't know you had the surprise down like that.
No, yeah.
Me watching some Father's Day movies.
You know what?
Go watch Taken. Watch Taken on Sunday.
That's right.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Have you dabbled into ChatGPT yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, huh?
I have not. I can't even find the browser.
You can't dip your toe into the water of ChatGPT?
Let me try.
It could help you out a little bit. But even as much as people are now using ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence, according to the chief AI scientist at Meta, you know Meta, they do Facebook, Instagram.
With it,
The headsets, the like VR headsets, the metaverse. According to their chief AI scientist, AI is still so limited in his mind. He says that we are missing something really big to reach not just human level intelligence with AI, but even dog intelligence. He's saying AI is still dumber than a dog.
No way.
You don't think so?
I have a pretty dumb dog.
Yeah.
At my house right now.
You think it's dumber than AI?
It has to be. It has to be.
I don't know.
Because I think about AI. If you have Snapchat, this is the only AI I know how to use. I can't figure out ChatGPT. I think I need to log in or sign up or something.
Yeah, you got to sign up.
I'm not willing to give up my email for another thing that they're going to email me about.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they've emailed me once, by the way.
On my Snapchat, I have my own little personal AI that I can talk back and forth with, and I can ask questions too, right? And I've dabbled with that one. And it has said some smart things to me before.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I asked it questions, and it said smart things. My dog, Jim, he can't be smart for more than like 3 minutes in a row.
Well,
without doing something dumb.
Think about this, though. Think about this. Now, granted, I mean, you say your dog, Jim, he might eat a rock.
He would.
ChatGPT is not going to eat a rock. But here's the flip side. Here's a good example that the chief AI scientist at Meta uses. He says right now, artificial intelligence really limited to language only. Like it can only talk. It can't do tasks, or for example, it cannot load and unload a dishwasher.
That's true.
Dogs could be trained. Some dogs, some smart dogs can be trained to probably unload a dishwasher in a limited capacity, I would say.
I've seen some smart dogs yet again.
Yeah, dogs can do some real smart stuff.
I guess it just depends on what we're comparing to.
Yeah.
Because I've seen smart dogs on TikTok, but my most like events with a dog are my dog.
Is your own personal dog.
And my own personal dog is not
dumber
a smart
than AI.
dog. I love Jim. He's a great dog, but just not a smart guy.
Here's something I think could change your mind, because AI can also be surprisingly dumb. I'll give you a great example. I just happened last night to spend about half an hour watching artificial intelligence generated commercials. Hilarious, but horrible.
Terrible.
In many ways, although
I feel like AI just can't joke. Like there's no way they can joke, right? How do you make a joke if you're AI, you know?
How can you have a sense of humor?
You can't have a real one.
Do you think dogs have senses of humor?
No. They can't, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll laugh at us. I don't know. But I can't imagine it being very good either.
You know, and
I think what my dog Jim thinks is funny is completely different than me, because I think he thinks it's funny to pee on the couch.
Apparently.
Or he hates me. It's one of the two.
I've always wondered this too. Like they say dogs communicate with like smells over everything, right?
Yeah.
So do dogs, do they smell funny smells?
Oh, they got some funny smells.
Could they like smell a tree that a dog peed on or something? They'd be like, oh, that Brutus down the street.
Jeez, that's hilarious.
He left something funny for me.
Right on the street.
Yeah.
I'm thinking so.
Yeah. Well, according to Meta's AI chief scientist, AI still not as smart as Jim the dog.
Well, he needs to babysit Jim for a weekend, and then he can redecide.
Yeah.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, RadioU.
I got a list here. The happiest careers you can have at the moment. This is good to know.
Happy jobs.
Happy job, happy life, right?
You know, there's somebody that's driving right now that we're about to say their job, and they're just dreading going into work.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the worst possible day. But it's just Friday, though. People should be happy today. It's Friday.
Yeah, it should be
I don't want to hear you
good.
complain.
Well, I'll tell you that for at least 2 out of these jobs, I believe that the people might not be at work today.
Oh, really?
There's a good chance.
Well, no wonder they're so happy.
We'll go through. I do have a theme here, I think, and that is for 4 out of the 5 jobs, they're very hands-on with helping people. So I think that's something to note. Number 1 on the list, the happiest career, physical therapist.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Adds up.
Real hands-on. You're helping people, bounce back after injuries or with disabilities. You're helping them. I don't think I would be cut out for that kind of line of work whatsoever.
No,
I think I would get very frustrated. I'd be like, why don't you just move your arm? Look, it's so simple. And they're like, I was in a car accident. So I don't think I would be, I don't think I'm patient enough for that at all.
Yeah, it'd be tough. They make a decent amount of money too. Physical therapists do.
Yeah.
And I could see that being a very rewarding job.
That's right.
To where when you come to work and you see people making progress, getting better, I can see how that would make you happy if that's your thing.
You get to see the fruits of your labor bear out with people. So yeah, that makes sense. So I'd be a very rewarding career. Number 2, firefighter.
Oh, saving lives.
Obviously, you're
saving buildings.
You're putting out fires. Literally, you're helping cats in trees.
Hands on.
Yeah, hands on. You get to again see what happens when you do your job. You get to see the positive results.
Yeah, I feel like my friends who are firefighters really eat it up. They love it.
And I was like
They're all about it.
If you see like in New York City or whatever, the firefighters that are, full-time firefighters and they're hanging around the fire station cooking and stuff. It looks like they're having a good time
Sliding down the pole.
Yeah, if there's not a fire going on, that's got to be even a better job.
Oh yeah, you're just hanging out.
Yeah, hanging out with your buddies.
You're cleaning out the fire truck, doing all your daily tasks.
Yeah. Number 3, teacher.
This is controversial.
It is. I feel like I've known enough teachers that didn't seem like they were the happiest. But I think it depends on probably like what you're teaching, what grade you're teaching. Like what is a what does a kindergarten teacher have to be upset about? It's got to be pretty happy for them.
I feel like those are the people that complain the most, though.
It feels like so I don't know. I you know what? I have no idea what teaching is like. Because there's probably things that kindergarten teachers are evaluated on besides like, did Johnny pick his nose today? Like, I feel like
which is crazy.
They must have stuff that they need to teach the kindergartners, but also like how mad could you get? How upset could you get at a kindergarten teacher if the kids aren't learning? It's like they're running around, they're throwing chalk at each other. What do you expect?
5, they're crazy.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I feel like being a teacher at number 3 is a wild choice. I feel like their teachers like their jobs, but at the same time, I feel like they hate them. Because I feel like whenever I talk to a teacher, they're like, I hate it.
Well, I also think teachers really don't get paid much.
Yeah.
So that would make it hard to be happy.
So I wonder what they were complaining about more. Like the lack of pay?
Yeah.
They feel like they're doing more than they're getting paid for?
Yeah.
Or just the job in general? Because for me, I could never be a teacher. Like children are a lot for me. Mm-hmm. I think that would be very stressful on a daily basis.
Then again, you know what a lot of teachers say? If you can make a difference in just one child's life, it's all worth it. And so if you make a difference in a lot of child's lives, it's really, really worth it.
Then no amount of money can make you happier than that.
That's right. Number 4, teaching assistant.
That's even wilder.
And then here's the one that goes off the board, off the path of like seeing the difference you make in people's lives or whatever, seeing the fruits of your labor. 5 is quality assurance analyst.
A quality assurance analyst.
It says if you do that, you are
data analytics,
testing products and systems to make sure they meet company standards.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Does it?
I don't know. In this picture, this guy's like drinking Pepsi. So that's what I'm imagining.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that would be fun.
Sounds like fun, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. If you want to,
if you're in the top 5 there,
yeah.
What do you have to complain about? You're living good.
Apparently, if you want a rewarding career, there's 5 options for you.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.